So now that we know what a BOM or bill of materials is, what are the key advantages of using a BOM?
Yeah, I mean, BOMs are just a great way to really kind of just streamline your workflow, first of all, right? So there's a lot of different, obviously in a manufacturing company, you're going to have a lot of different departments that are working in unison and they need to kind of talk to one another. And a BOM is a great way to kind of standardize that communication, right? So if you're bringing in things from receiving and then, you're putting those into the warehousing and the warehousing and bringing those into assembly to understand exactly what's needed in all of those different departments. A BOM is a great way of doing that because, like I said, it's an ingredients list. So when you get a sales order for a certain product, based on the BOM of that product, how many components you're going to need. You can send that off to your warehousing. So it's just going to streamline that whole process and workflow. Yeah, way more organized. And of course, they give like a really clear outline for everyone involved, right? So BOMs are basically, they're set in stone. This is Bible. This is gospel when it comes to your products, right? It's going to take this amount of components. These components cost this amount. So it puts all your employees kind of on the same page, which is really, really important.
Yeah, everyone knows what they're doing.
Exactly, right? With that, having all these, departments working together and having this standardization across the board, it's just going to make things easier to restock, especially, and that's incredibly, incredibly important for manufacturers. As you can imagine, if you're missing one small component, the whole line goes down, right? It can create a huge bottleneck. You can miss entire shipments because you didn't have one screw. You know what I mean? Just one screw. But at the end of the day, I do want to bring up that BOMs are kind of just a piece of the puzzle when it comes to manufacturing. Something I briefly mentioned in the beginning is that we're going to talk about manufacturer orders, right? So manufacturer orders they're incredibly important to the process, and they're kind of how manufacturing and assembly people, how they would act on a BOM, right? So if you want to go back to the cooking analogy we had, if you think of a BOM as an ingredients list, the manufacturer order, as sometimes they're called work orders or travelers or whatever, but generally manufacturer orders is a pretty standardized terminology for it. And essentially what they are is they're the recipe, right? So the BOM would be the ingredients list and the manufacturer order would be the actual recipe. So it's going to have
instructions on what to do.
Exactly, right? So where the BOM is like 2 eggs, a cup of flour, sugar, the manufacturer order is going to be like preheat your oven, grease your pan.
How to put it all together so it doesn't look like
exactly, right? And depending on if you have a multi-level BOM, it's going to connect all those BOMs within the manufacturer order. It's going to give all a detailed. I mean, you can be as detailed or as as vague as you want with your manufacturer order. We can give strict instructions to your people. You can even attach individuals to certain production runs, so you can have certain employees that are attached to those manufacturer orders. It just makes the whole process way more streamlined. They're really the thing that kind of takes all the different components and glues them together, right? And they make things super easy and automated too. Like for example, inFlow, our manufacturer orders can be created directly from a sales order, right? So say you get a sales order in for, 10 office chairs. I can go and just click in and create a manufacturer order for those 10 office chairs right from a sales order, right? And then that manufacturer order is going to pull in all of the BOMs that are connected to it. And then those BOMs are going to deduct the inventory that they're connected to, right? So it's just this whole flow of information that goes through your system, and all of these different components like the manufacturer and the BOMs, they all play their part in that.